I've been using this MacBook Pro for a little over a month now, and it's been pretty game-changing. About a month ago, me and my roommate decided we wanted to start doing a YouTube channel. We wanted to start doing some gaming videos, we wanted to start doing some tech, and what we would need to get that going is some workhorses for video editing, thumbnail editing, writing scripts, all the things that you gotta do for a YouTube channel. We decided we needed to look at some computers. I previously had the 16-inch M1 Max, which is a supercomputer if you've ever seen one, and I wasn't doing any super heavy editing or effects. I just wanted a machine that had the power to do some edits right and was super portable. So what ended up happening was I sold him my M1 Max 16-inch so he could do some of the heavy edits, and we picked up an M2 Pro, MacBook Pro 14, which has been my dream computer at this point. It's pretty incredible. The portability of this thing has been one of my major pros, because the old 16-inch was just way too big to move around with. I can go to a Starbucks with this thing, I can take it to work, or even just edit in my car. I can write scripts, I can do it pretty much anywhere because it's the perfect size to fit on my lap, to fit in you know, next to a steering wheel or on a small coffee shop table. The portability of this thing is what makes it incredible for me personally. Having the power is one thing, but you definitely need a screen to be able to do all the things you need to do with it. And my big concern moving down to the 14-inch was that it wasn't going to be big enough to comfortably move around editing softwares and stuff like that. I'm happy to say that the 14-inch is the perfect size. I wouldn't go any smaller, but it is perfectly big enough to run whatever software I need and do a little bit of multitasking as well. The only time I've run into an issue with the screen size is probably when messing around with a media pool in like DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut. There's some workarounds, but sometimes it's helpful to just have all your footage laid out right there in front of you rather than having to scroll up and down constantly. The exact specs of this laptop that I picked up is the M2 Pro chip with the max configuration. So it's a 12-core CPU, 19-core GPU, and a 16-core neural engine. I ended up going with 16 gigabytes of integrated memory, which is their memory. It's faster than normal RAM, and I found that to be plenty. And then I upgraded the hard drive to about 2 terabytes because running a channel, getting footage like this, I burned through storage quite quickly. Previously on that M1 Max machine, I had 32 gigs of integrated memory, but I found that I just never ever needed that much. The integrated memory gets you surprisingly far. The 16 gigs of memory on this thing can have me importing into Lightroom as well as importing into DaVinci on top of web browsing with multiple tabs all at the same time without this thing stuttering. Like I said, the integrated memory that Apple's put onto their SoCs gets you surprisingly far. And the fact of the matter is, unless I end up taking on 8K footage and denoising it and doing crazy GFX, I don't think I'll ever need more than this M2 Pro chip. The M2 Pro is dummy powerful, and it handles everything I throw at it without stuttering. It's amazing, and I think the M1 Max was a little bit overkill for me, and probably overkill for most people. The M1 Pro, the M2 Pro is incredibly powerful, and I don't think anybody's gonna have any issues with it unless you know you will. And if you know you will, you know what kind of crazy level of work you're doing. My only two concerns when moving to the 14-inch laptop were screen and screen size specifically, not the screen since they have the same screen, but it was screen and speakers. The screen is the same display, it's incredibly bright, the contrast is near OLED level, the HDR support is incredible, it is beautiful, it is a joy to consume content on this thing. It's easily one of the best displays I use ever. It's incredible. And I already touched on the screen size. Again, it is plenty of space to get anything you need done, which is surprising when you hold it next to a 16-inch because it feels way smaller, but it's perfectly fine. The speakers got a little bit smaller, which I expected as it's a smaller computer. It takes away a little bit of the bass that you're getting from the 16-inch, but it's still perfectly crystal clear. It's not been a problem. The 16-inch, I would say, definitely was incredibly loud, had room-filling sound, very bassy and punchy, but this thing is loud enough for any reasonable situation and still sounds better than pretty much any laptop you will ever pick up besides the 16-inch MacBook Pro. As far as using the computer, your keyboard and your trackpad, it is Apple, so you are getting the best of the best. The trackpad is incredible, the gestures are amazing, it is so smooth navigating the OS. And the keyboard is the Magic Keyboard, which is my personal favorite low profile keyboard. It's a wonderful typing experience, it's incredibly efficient. And it also has that little Touch ID sensor they recently added to their computers. So I can make purchases, I can unlock my laptop, I can do all this instantly, so easily with my fingerprint. And of course we have to mention this because Apple did not do this for so long, but again, ports are a great thing. You have the MagSafe charger back, which fast charges the laptop very quickly and is a great charging alternative to USB-C. You have the SD card slot, which is, again, is amazing. As somebody using a camera, I can just pop out of my camera and pop it into my laptop. No dongles needed. And then surprisingly helpful for plugging into, you know, my editing bay, or even just using this to do a PowerPoint at work. The HDMI port is amazingly convenient to just plug in, display on a TV. I'm so happy they brought the ports back. They should never go away again. Overall, my experience has been incredibly wonderful. I'm somebody who grows attached to the tech that I get. I love the tech that I get, and this thing has very quickly become close to my heart. Helps me get everything done that I want to get done, and it's an awesome extension of myself because of that. It just doesn't get better than the M2 MacBook Pro for me, and honestly, if you're a creator running a channel, creating something, or you're a new creative who wants to play around with software and learn how to make music or videos, this is the machine to get. And it does get a little bit pricey, but honestly, every dollar is worth it. It's an incredible investment, and you should pull the trigger on it if you are able, because you will not regret it. It's gonna help me do what I wanna do and create what I wanna create for years to come, and I cannot wait to see what kind of projects I'm able to create because of this machine. So, thank you all for watching. If you have any comments, have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did enjoy the video. It helps me out very much. And subscribe if you want to see more. And if there's anything you do want to see, let me know what you want to see, because I'll probably make it. I'm making all kinds of stuff right now. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. What are you gonna say? Say something to the people. Okay, she doesn't want to say anything. All right. These cats are just surrounding me, all recording.